I hope you all have read the chapter. So as you know that we have finished with our first chapter today, and today we will be doing the exercises and the question answers. But before that, let us read the web chart. India or Bharat is surrounded by China, Nepal, Bhutan in the north and northeast, Pakistan and Afghanistan in the west, Bangladesh and Myanmar in the east, and Sri Lanka in the south. So these are the neighboring countries of India, and we have in total 8 neighboring countries: China and Nepal on the north, Bhutan in the northeast, Pakistan, Afghanistan in the west, Bangladesh, Myanmar in the east, and Sri Lanka in the south. As the world's largest democracy with a population of nearly 1.2 billion, India is now seen as an emerging superpower. It is also a land of immense diversity. So, India is the world's largest democracy and its population is nearly 1.2 billion. India is becoming a superpower nation or a very powerful nation, and it is also a land where people of different cultures, traditions, and religions live together with peace and harmony. And like we have already discussed, democracy is a system where the people of a nation elects its own government. Now let us read the third one. India is also a multilingual society. Some of the languages spoken here are Urdu, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Odia, Gujarati, Punjabi, Kashmiri, Dogri, Marathi, and a variety of other tribal and regional languages. So, in India, people speak different languages, and some of the languages are, which is mentioned over here. Some people speak Urdu, some speak Tamil, Hindi, Telugu, Malayalam, Odia, etc. And the tribal people, they speak tribal language, and there are some regional languages which are spoken only in some specific region, only at some specific places. Now, fourth one, people living in different parts of India eat different kinds of food. In North India, wheat is the staple food, but people also eat rice. Maize, jowar, and bajra are commonly eaten in Rajasthan. So, people living in different states or parts of India eat different kinds of or different types of foods. So, like in North India, people eat mainly wheat. So, it is the staple food of North India. But it is not like that people only eat wheat over there. People also eat rice and other things. And maize, jowar, and bajra, these things are commonly eaten only in Rajasthan. Now, next is, in the coastal areas of South India, people use coconut for cooking most of the food items. Indian food is famous for the use of various spices and herbs. So, in South India, coconut is grown in large numbers. That is why people use it in most of their food items. And Indian food is known for its spices and herbs. So there are so many different types of spices and herbs that we use, or rather our mothers use, for cooking our daily food. So some examples of spices are pepper, which is kali mirch. Then we have cumin, which is known as zira. We have coriander, which is dhania patti. So these are different things which are used in our daily food. Next is, India is a land of festivals. Some festivals are related to religion, whereas some are related to seasons. There are also some festivals that are celebrated by all the people of the country. These festivals are called national festivals. So, we celebrate so many festivals in our country. We celebrate some religious festivals like we have Durga Puja, we have Diwali, we have Eid, then we have Christmas, we have Easter. We celebrate so many different festivals. Then we also celebrate some seasonal festivals or festivals which are related to seasons, like we have Lohri, we have Bihu, Pongal, etc. And then there are certain festivals called national festivals which every Indian is celebrating. For example, we have Independence Day, we have Republic Day. These things are celebrated, these days are celebrated as national festivals. And last is, India is famous around the world for its handicrafts such as earthen pots, jewelry made of beads, bamboo baskets, and toys. So, Indian handicrafts. What are handicrafts? Handicraft means craft, those are made from hand. Crafts which are made by hands. So, those are handicrafts. So, Indian handicrafts are famous all around the world, like earthen pots, jewelry made from beads, bamboo basket, and toys. These are famous everywhere. So with this, our chapter is finished. Now let us do the exercises. Now I will discuss all the answers here, and I will also attach the pictures of the answers for you or for your better understanding, so that you don't face any problem. Now here in the web chart, whatever lines I have underlined, I request you all to please underline the same lines in your book with the help of your pencils. Now we will do the exercises. First is fill in the blanks. The dash ocean surrounds India on the southern side. So, which ocean is surrounding India on the southern side? It is Indian Ocean. So, Indian Ocean is surrounding the India on the southern side. I should be capital. In Indian, I should be capital. Then, next question is, India has dash union territories. Okay, now here I would like to remind you that since the book is of an old edition, that is why it is not updated. So the updated number of states and union territories are 28 states and 8 union territories. So we don't have 29 states and 7 union territories now. We have 28 states and 8 union territories. So the answer is 8. So the second answer is 8. Now number 3rd, Dispur is the capital of Assam. Dispur is the capital of Assam. So A will be capital. In Assam, A will be capital. India gained its independence in the year 1947. So India gained its independence in the year 1947. Year has been asked in the question, that is why I have only written year. If the date would have asked, then we would have written August 15, 1947. But since only year is asked, that is why we will only write 1947. Now, fifth is the President of India lives in the, so like in the book it's given, President of India lives in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So I will again repeat all the answers. The answer of number 1 is Indian, number 2 is 8, number 3 is Assam, number 4 is 1947, and number 5th is Rashtrapati Bhavan. Okay, now moving on to the next one. Name the following. 3/4 of the population is dependent on this occupation. So we have already discussed that majority of people of our country is dependent on agriculture. So the answer is agriculture. Now next question, President of India lives here. So President of India lives in Rashtrapati Bhavan. So in Rashtrapati you will write R capital, and in Bhavan you will write the B capital. Then the next question is, a desert is located in this part of India. So we have to write about the part. So desert is in west part of India. So we will write west. It lies in the northern part of India. So what is on the northern part? The northern mountains or Himalayas. So the Himalayas is in the northern part of India. Now the last is capital of Goa. So the capital of Goa is Panaji. The spelling will be given in your book, and I will also give the spelling, so don't worry. Now number C is match the following. So in the match the following you are going to write the answer side by side. You will not draw the lines in your book. You will write the answer side by side. Or in the book you can put A, B, C, D or 1, 2, 3, 4. However it is possible. But if in copy you will write it, you will always write it side by side. So first is Dadra and Nagar Haveli. The answer will be Silvassa. Kerala, the capital is Thiruvananthapuram. Jharkhand, the capital is Ranchi. Manipur, the capital is Imphal. And lastly, Haryana, the capital is Chandigarh. I will repeat once more. Dadar and Nagar Haveli, the capital is Silvassa, number D. Kerala is number E, Thiruvananthapuram. Jharkhand is Ranchi. Manipur is Imphal, and Haryana is Chandigarh. I hope these exercises are clear. Now we will move on to number D, answer the questions. So number 1 is, which are the neighboring countries of India? So the answer is very simple. It is in your book. You will write that India is surrounded by China, Nepal, Bhutan in north and northeast, Pakistan and Afghanistan in the west, Bangladesh and Myanmar in the east, and Sri Lanka in the south. The very first on the very first page, very first paragraph, you will find this whole answer. So India is surrounded by total 8 neighboring countries. Now answer number 2, how many states and union territories are there in India? So you will not write what is given in your book. In your book it is, since it is an old edition, so old number is given. The new number is 28 states and 8 union territories. So the answer is India has 28 states and 8 union territories. Number 3, when did India gain its independence? And second part of the question is, what type of government does India have? So like we all know, India gained independence. India gained independence on August 15, 1947. So India gained its independence on August 15, 1947, and then you will change the paragraph and then you will write India has democratic form of government. So India has democratic form of government. Okay, Now moving on to question number 4. What is the total land area covered by India? So the total land area covered by India from north to south is 3214 kilometer, and from east to west it covers 2933 kilometer. So this is also given in your book, and I told you to underline also. So the answer is from north to south it is 3214 kilometer, and from east to west it is 2933 kilometer. Now the last answer, list down some of the important industries in India. This answer you will find in the last paragraph of this chapter. So the important industries of India are agriculture, railway, automobile, telecommunication, information technology, chemicals, textile, and biotechnology. So these are the important industries in India. In total there are 7 important industries. You will write down the names of all the 7 industries in your copy. Now question number or rather fill in the blanks, name the following and match the following. These 3 questions you will do only in the book. There is no need for you to write these 3 questions in the copy. Question A, B and C will only be done in the book, and question number D, which is answer the following questions, this you will do in your copy. Only question number D will be done by you in your copies. Now we will be only discussing question number E, think and answer. You will not write it in your copy. It will not come in your exam. We will only discuss it. That's all. So the first question in think and answer is, what according to you makes India a unique country as compared to other countries of the world? So the question is asking that what is making India a unique country, different from the other countries of the world. So India is a unique country because people from different religion, different caste, traditions and culture live here together with peace and harmony. They live with peace and harmony, and we all celebrate the festivals of all the religion. So this is the reason that makes India a unique country, because we celebrate the festivals of all the religion. Okay. Now question number 2, find out when New Delhi became the capital of India, and why is New Delhi so important for India. So New Delhi became the capital of India on 13th February 1931. I'll repeat, 13th February 1931. On this day Delhi was announced the capital of India. So it was long back. And Delhi is important for India because Delhi is our national capital. Delhi is the capital of India. And secondly, every important government office, or rather central government office, and some national organizations are there in New Delhi. That is why it is very important for India. Like Parliament, that is in New Delhi. Rashtrapati Bhavan, that is in New Delhi. WHO, NCERT, these are some national organizations. These are also located in New Delhi. That is why New Delhi is very important for India. So with this we have finished with our first lesson, and we have come to an end of today's session. Now, the answers which I will give you, you will learn it, and you will also you will learn it and you will write it in your copies and books. And in the next class, we will be starting with our next chapter. Thank you.